Welcome to the messy junk room where we create whatever. We are jumping right into prompt number 2 of Defemerember in the messy junk room, floating pocket, and bold numbers. This is your ephemera inspiration in December, brought to you by our hosts, Louisa, Hansel, and Barbara at 49 Dragonflies. But before we do, the crafty advent calendar. This is last year's Spellbinders advent calendar. Number 2. Ooh, number 2 is a bigger pocket. I'm thinking I want to use these in some way. Well, I should probably cut it off. Oh, yesterday was all the little itty bitty pieces to make this. There's a picture. Oh, hello. December the 2nd. Ooh, this is a big one. It's a stamp flower. Hello, friend. Ooh. Can you have too many stamps? The answer is yes. But will I complain? No. Back to the floating pocket. A floating pocket is just a pocket that you don't glue onto a page. It's floating in your journal, so you can attach it with a paper clip, a bulldog clip. You can put it in a pocket. And for this floating pocket, we're using book pages that haven't been torn apart. Now, if you're a junk journaler, you have book pages. I'm sure you do. I love using different fonts, different colors of paper. Now, we're also doing this compartment. This reminds me of the first year I did Defemerember and I couldn't say Defemerember. This compartmental. I just can't. But what it is we're compartmentalizing. I give up. We are doing these in steps so that you can make many, but you can stop at any place in the process. It looks like I think I'm going to get a lot done. I'm not so sure about that. We're going to make a hole. I love that Barbara is starting us off nice and easy with things we probably already have. Now, that's not to say Louisa's isn't easy. I didn't see it today. You can make this any size you want. So some of them I'm going to fold back because I do like that. Do not use really brittle paper for this. That will fall apart. I love vintage, but the journal that I'm wanting to do at least one piece for is my 2022 Defemerember journal. And it's bold colors, lots of color, and that's just not my jam. I really push myself to use color. And this idea of compartments, hey, I can say that, is you do the same step multiple times, similar to a mass make. And maybe they're the same thing. I'm not sure. This is a little bit fragile. paper that you would do up as many as you could do. I'm not going to fold this back because this is brittle. And then you call it done. Now this is kind of wide. Keep these offcuts, especially if it's vintage paper. You can use those for stamping on. This compartment is done. If I was out of time, I could just leave that, put it in the box, and come back tomorrow and do the next step. Numbers. I must find some numbers. I have these stamps. I have this stamp on there. And then I have this. I don't know if there's big numbers or not that we could use. I think I'm gonna use this one. Let's use candied apple because there's red on the journal. Whoa. Maybe start here. It's very red. I'm going to do vintage photo. Now I continue doing them. Oh, that's the next step. That's just then this one. What if I did some collage? This might take too long. And just like that, we have pockets. This turned out not to be the compartmental component, or whatever you want to call it, because this took a long time to do, cutting out all these numbers, but I do love it. But this is more of the compartmental creating. So you saw me stamp, and then I took some acetate, so I had some clear acetate, and then I had acetate that had a pattern on it, and so I put that on the inside, and then I took it to my sewing machine and I sewed around the circles first, and then I sewed the pockets. Now I left quite the border, and I'm going to leave them like that because some of these are going to be too wide for smaller journals, but because I don't know the journal I'm putting them in, I don't know how big or small I need. I thought I would just leave them like this. If they need to be smaller, I can trim around the stitching. I could, these are supposed to be floating, but I could glue this, and it could be a flap if I wanted to. But these are my floating pockets. I have to say, aside from this being one of my favorites, I think I like this one for the circle. And you notice that I didn't put any numbers. I did find some other number stamps, and I was going to see if I could put a 2 and a 5 to represent 2025. But I thought it might be good just to have one plain one to finish off later. I don't really like this one. This one's okay, but it's a lot of red. This one I actually did trim, and I really liked it because it's smaller. Numbers are, can't really see the numbers that great, but it'll be a good one to decorate. I do like this one where it's just a few of the numbers, and I did not sew around there. This one, it's alright, black and white. And then of course this one, which is the one that's going into our big journal from 2022. Before I call it completely done, I got my butterflies out, and I thought maybe I could find a butterfly or a moth. Nope. And I have these little feelers. Put there. And we'll call this one done. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 floating pockets. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye-bye.